I remember being on the phone actually with Sean and talking about the first iteration of the script, which was very true to the book. The movie is based on a French novel, which was out in the 80s, and we both had the same feeling that we shared. Of like we liked the characters, we liked the situation, the arc, the global arc, but we wanted to make it a more contemporary piece. So one of the things we focused on when we got started together is actually to reproduce the situations in the modern world, which is the 2000s, 2010s years, not the 70s, not the 80s. And well, the world has evolved. It's not necessarily to a better place, but the situation was still there. So we just made it more modern. Well, what's interesting to me when you make those movies is not to make action movies, just action for action's sake. I mean, what's interesting is to have a backdrop and a plot which is more complex and elevated than just guys killing each other for 2 hours. Yeah. That's not very fun. I mean, it's going to be entertaining, but if it's not justified by an interesting story, I'm not interested. So yes, even though it is not a political statement, it was interesting for us and for Sean to use a very real and very well, very dark, unfortunately, situation. I don't know. I mean, what is very funny in the process, like when we start working with Sean and talk about the rest of the actors, is that we came up with the same names, and we had immediately the same wishes, the same needs for the guys that were actually accepted to work with us. So once again, what is interesting, if you want to elevate the action genre, let's say, you need a nice script and interesting characters, and to portray them properly, you need very, very high caliber actors, and that's what drew us to call Mark Rylance, for instance, who has never done action pieces, has done very little actually movies, but just more stage work. But he's such a fantastic actor that it was interesting to have him to play a part which you don't expect him to play, yeah. And obviously he can do it very well. He can do anything. He's a chameleon anyway. But same thing for Javier. I mean, Javier comes from Spain, a completely different way of acting, different way school of acting, different different background, and he can be a fantastic villain as well as he can be a very fantastic nice man. You never know. And what is interesting for all those characters is that you never know what you're going to get, because they can play multi-level characters and you don't quite know if you can trust them or not, and that's actually part of the movie.